Rallying for the stars, Trump's plan to plant American flag on Mars by 2032 gains Musk's strategic approval. On January 20, 2025, Donald Trump took the oath of office for his second term as the 47th President of the United States. In his inaugural address, he unveiled an ambitious vision for space exploration, sending American astronauts to Mars by 2032 to plant the American flag on the planet's surface. This announcement not only echoed the historical doctrine of manifest destiny but also sought to reignite American pride in exploration and innovation. His comments were met with enthusiastic approval from Elon Musk, CEO of SpaceX, who has long advocated for making humanity a multiplanetary species. The vision of Mars exploration. Trump's vision for Mars is firmly rooted in the idea of American exceptionalism. He declared Americans are explorers, builders, innovators, entrepreneurs, and pioneers, framing the mission as a continuation of the American spirit of frontier exploration. The act of planting the American flag on Mars is intended to symbolize national pride and technological advancement, reinforcing the notion that the United States remains a leader in space exploration. Musk's strategic approval of Trump's plan was significant. Having developed the Starship rocket, Musk's company SpaceX is at the forefront of efforts to reach Mars. His enthusiastic response during the inauguration, thumbs up and all, signaled a collaborative relationship between the Trump administration and the private space sector. The lack of specifics. Despite the grand vision presented, Trump's address lacked concrete details regarding the timeline, funding sources, and the implications for existing NASA programs. Questions arose about how this Mars initiative would impact ongoing projects such as NASA's Artemis lunar program, which aims to return humans to the moon by 2027. The ambiguity surrounding Trump's commitment left many experts skeptical about the feasibility of his timeline for sending astronauts to Mars. Critics pointed out that while the idea of reaching Mars is inspiring, Trump's speech did not clarify whether he meant to send astronauts to Mars by the end of his term on January 20, 2029, or if he was simply proposing the ambition of sending a prototype spacecraft. The lack of specifics has led to concerns regarding the practicality of the mission and how it would be funded amidst competing priorities within NASA. Timeline of key events leading up to the inauguration. October 9, 2024, during a campaign rally in Pennsylvania, Trump promised that the U.S. would lead the world in space exploration and reach Mars by the end of his presidential term. January 16, 2025, SpaceX conducted a test flight of the Starship rocket, demonstrating Musk's ongoing efforts to develop the technology necessary for potential Mars missions. January 20, 2025, Trump was inaugurated, and in his inaugural address he outlined his ambitious vision for Mars exploration, tying it to American values of exploration and growth. Strategic implications and future discussions. Post-inauguration discussions are expected to revolve around how Trump's new Mars initiative will affect NASA's existing missions and budgetary concerns. With Musk's backing, there is a strong possibility of increased collaboration between the government and private sector in achieving these ambitious goals. However, the success of this initiative will depend on clarifying practical details, securing funding, and navigating existing commitments within NASA. Conclusion. Trump's plan to plant the American flag on Mars encapsulates a broader vision aimed at revitalizing American space exploration. With the backing of influential figures like Elon Musk, the potential for collaboration between the government and private sector in achieving ambitious space goals is promising. However, the transition from rhetoric to reality will hinge on addressing the critical issues of funding, timeline specifics, and the implications for ongoing NASA programs. The coming years will be pivotal in determining the feasibility and success of this monumental goal. By reinterpreting the spirit of exploration that has defined American history, Trump seeks to inspire a new generation of explorers, innovators, and pioneers, encouraging them to look to the stars and pursue the next great adventure, Mars. counterintuitive information in the content centers around several key points that challenge conventional expectations regarding the ambitious plan to send American astronauts to Mars by 2032 under President Trump's administration, particularly the following. 1. Manifest destiny reinterpreted. The use of the term manifest destiny, historically associated with the 19th century expansion of the United States across North America, is recontextualized for space exploration. This suggests a continuity of American exceptionalism, but it raises questions about the ramifications of such a philosophy when applied to extraterrestrial colonization. Many may intuitively think of space exploration as a cooperative international effort, but Trump's framing positions it as a distinctly American endeavor which could create tension with other nations engaged in space exploration. 2. Elon Musk's support. While one might expect a billionaire entrepreneur who has championed the idea of humanity becoming a multiplanetary species to be unequivocally supportive of any space initiative, Musk's endorsement of Trump's plan could be seen as counterintuitive. Musk's long-term vision for Mars colonization depends on sustainable technology and partnerships, which might be at odds with Trump's vague promises and lack of detailed planning. Musk's approval could be interpreted as more of a strategic alignment rather than genuine support for the specifics of Trump's goals. 3. Lack of specificity. Trump's grand vision lacks concrete details regarding funding timelines and the impact on existing NASA programs, which contrasts sharply with the typical expectations of governmental initiatives that usually come with detailed plans and budgets. The ambiguity of the proposal might lead to skepticism among space experts and policymakers who expect a detailed roadmap for such an ambitious endeavor, yet it is celebrated in the media and by the public. This disconnect highlights a counterintuitive aspect of political rhetoric where enthusiasm can often overshadow the need for practical implementation. 4. Potential conflicts with NASA. There's a suggestion that Trump's Mars initiative could conflict with NASA's current programs, such as the Artemis lunar missions. This raises the question of whether a singular focus on Mars could hinder the development of a sustainable human presence on the Moon, which many experts argue is a necessary step toward future Mars missions. The expectation that a new program can be launched without undermining existing projects challenges the conventional wisdom that space exploration should be a cohesive, incremental process. 5. Political landscape. Trump's return to power and the potential appointment of individuals with strong ties to the private sector like Jared Isaacman for NASA could lead to a shift in how space exploration is prioritized and funded. This contrasts with the traditional role of NASA as a government agency focused on public benefit rather than a commercial enterprise. The counterintuitive notion here is that this shift may not necessarily lead to better outcomes for space exploration but could prioritize commercial interests over scientific ones, challenging the public's perception of space as a domain for collective human advancement. 6. Historical parallels. Trump's comments draw a parallel between the current space ambitions and historical American expansionism, which often included controversial aspects such as colonization and the displacement of indigenous peoples. This interpretation could provoke backlash and ethical considerations that are not typically associated with space exploration, where the focus is more on technological advancement and international cooperation. 7. Public reception versus expert opinion. While Trump's vision is met with public enthusiasm, especially from supporters of space exploration, experts in the field express skepticism regarding the feasibility and implications of such an initiative. This dichotomy between public perception and expert analysis highlights the counterintuitive reality that ambitious political promises may not align with scientific and logistical realities. In conclusion, the content reveals several layers of counterintuitive information surrounding Trump's Mars plan. From the philosophical implications of American exceptionalism in space to the potential conflicts with existing programs and the differing perceptions of public enthusiasm versus expert skepticism. These points illustrate the complexities and challenges inherent in translating visionary rhetoric into actionable space policy. Important overlooked content in the report on Trump's Mars mission. The report, titled Rallying for the Stars, Trump's plan to plant American flag on Mars by 2032 gains Musk's strategic approval, presents a grand vision for space exploration but harbors significant elements that many may overlook. Here are key points that deserve deeper scrutiny and explanation of their significance. 1. Manifest Destiny Reimagined. Trump's invocation of manifest destiny to frame U.S. space exploration is more than a rhetorical flourish, it's a strategic positioning of the mission within a historical and cultural narrative. This reference resonates with the American ethos of expansion and exploration, appealing to national pride and identity. However, it also raises complex ethical questions about imperialism and colonization, concepts deeply embedded in the original Manifest Destiny narrative. By framing Mars exploration in this context, Trump risks perpetuating a mindset that ignores the potential implications of human colonization on other celestial bodies. This dimension is significant because it reflects how political narratives can shape public perception and policy, potentially leading to a new era of space colonization that mirrors past injustices on Earth. 2. Elon Musk's strategic approval. While Trump's plan has garnered Musk's enthusiastic support, the significance of Musk's involvement extends beyond mere endorsement. Musk's SpaceX is at the forefront of space technology and exploration, and his backing lends credibility to Trump's vision. However, it also raises questions about the interplay between government policy and corporate interests in space. Musk's approval signifies a potential alignment of government resources and priorities with private enterprise, which could lead to a prioritization of profit-driven motives over scientific exploration or ethical considerations in space. This relationship is crucial to monitor, as it may influence the trajectory of U.S. space policy and the role of private companies in future missions. 3. Vagueness of the plan. The report highlights a significant lack of specifics regarding timelines, funding, and impacts on existing NASA programs. This vagueness is not merely a detail to be overlooked, it suggests a broader trend of political rhetoric that prioritizes grand visions over practical realities. The challenge of translating ambitious goals into actionable plans is critical, as history shows that without detailed frameworks such initiatives can falter. Furthermore, the ambiguity raises concerns about political accountability and the feasibility of achieving such objectives within the proposed timelines. Understanding the implications of this vagueness is vital, as it may lead to disillusionment among advocates for space exploration if concrete actions do not follow the lofty promises. 4. Impact on existing NASA programs. The report mentions potential impacts on NASA's Artemis moon program and other existing projects which could be overshadowed by the Mars initiative. This aspect is significant because it highlights the potential for a shift in national priorities that could disrupt ongoing missions and collaborations. NASA has invested considerable resources and time into its lunar plans, and altering the focus to Mars may divert attention and funding away from these essential programs. This could stifle developments in lunar exploration that are crucial for long-term goals, such as sustainable human presence on the moon and broader solar system exploration. Recognizing the delicate balance between new ambitions and continued commitments to existing programs is essential for understanding the future of American space exploration. 5. Political context and historical precedents. The political context of Trump's presidency, including his previous administration's actions related to space exploration, is a critical element that is often overlooked. Trump's earlier efforts to establish the Space Force and promote commercial space initiatives set a precedent for his current Mars ambitions. Moreover, his presidency's controversial nature adds a layer of complexity to public and political support for such initiatives. Acknowledging these historical precedents is significant because it provides insight into how past decisions shape current aspirations, potentially influencing public and political buy-in for future missions. 6. Funding challenges and economic implications. While the report mentions the necessity of funding without delving into specifics, the economic implications of Trump's Mars plan are substantial. Space exploration is notoriously expensive, and the lack of a clear funding strategy raises questions about how these initiatives will be financed amid competing national priorities. Understanding the economic context is crucial, as funding challenges could limit the scope and feasibility of the Mars mission. Moreover, analyzing potential avenues for funding, whether through increased government budgets, public-private partnerships, or international collaborations, can provide a clearer picture of the initiative's viability. 7. Public sentiment and engagement. The report does not address public sentiment regarding space exploration and Trump's plan for Mars. Understanding how the American public perceives such ambitious goals is significant, as public support can be a driving force behind the success of space initiatives. Engaging the public in the vision for Mars exploration, ensuring transparency, and fostering a sense of shared purpose are critical for garnering the necessary political and financial backing. The lack of discussion on public engagement strategies in the report points to a missed opportunity to explore how grassroots movements and public interest could shape the future of space exploration. Conclusion. In summary, while the report provides an overview of Trump's Mars mission, it is essential to delve deeper into the implications of key overlooked elements. From the recontextualization of manifest destiny to the vagueness of the plan and its potential impact on existing programs. These aspects are significant in understanding the broader implications of this initiative. Acknowledging these complexities will be critical for stakeholders as they navigate the future of U.S. space exploration and its alignment with national values, ethical considerations, and practical realities. 1. Vision for Mars exploration and American exceptionalism. Trump's plan to plant the American flag on Mars by 2032 is a bold assertion that taps into the historical narrative of American exceptionalism and manifest destiny. This vision not only aims to reinvigorate national pride but also positions the United States as a leader in space exploration. The act of planting the flag symbolizes technological advancement, national identity, and the pioneering spirit of Americans. This point invites discussion on the implications of such a mission for national identity and international relations, particularly in the context of global space exploration efforts. 2. Strategic collaboration with Elon Musk and SpaceX. The enthusiastic support from Elon Musk, CEO of SpaceX, is a crucial element of Trump's Mars initiative. Musk's long-standing goal of making humanity a multi-planetary species aligns with Trump's vision, suggesting a synergistic relationship that could leverage private sector innovation for public space exploration goals. This point opens up an analysis of the role of private companies in space exploration, the potential for public-private partnerships, and how Musk's involvement might influence the direction and execution of space policy under the Trump administration. 3. Lack of concrete details and feasibility concerns. While Trump's rhetoric is grand, it lacks specific timelines, funding strategies, and clarifications on how this initiative will interact with existing NASA programs, such as the Artemis lunar program. This ambiguity raises questions about the feasibility of the Mars mission and the potential prioritization of resources. An in-depth analysis could explore the historical context of ambitious space projects that faced similar challenges, the importance of clear planning in achieving such goals, and the potential consequences of failing to secure adequate funding and support. 4. Impact on NASA and existing space programs. The announcement of a Mars mission has implications for NASA's current agenda, particularly regarding its Artemis program aimed at returning humans to the Moon. Discussion could focus on how Trump's Mars initiative might reshape NASA's priorities, the potential reallocation of resources, and the effect on international collaborations in space exploration. This point also invites a broader conversation about the challenges and opportunities faced by governmental space agencies in adapting to new political administrations and shifting national priorities. These 4 points provide a comprehensive framework for analyzing the implications of Trump's Mars initiative, considering historical, political, and operational perspectives within the context of contemporary space exploration. 1. The Apollo Program 1961–1972. The Apollo program was a series of space missions undertaken by NASA with the goal of landing humans on the Moon and bringing them safely back to Earth. Spearheaded by President John F. Kennedy's famous 1961 speech where he declared the ambition to land a man on the moon and return him safely before the decade was out, the program culminated in the historic Apollo 11 mission in 1969, during which astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to walk on the lunar surface. The program was marked by significant technological advancements and showcased American ingenuity and determination during the Cold War era, reflecting themes of exploration and exceptionalism similar to Trump's vision for Mars. 2. The Lewis and Clark Expedition 1804–1806, commissioned by President Thomas Jefferson. The Lewis and Clark Expedition aimed to explore the newly acquired western territory of the United States following the Louisiana Purchase. The expedition sought to map the land, establish trade with Native American tribes, and find a water route to the Pacific Ocean. This journey of exploration was emblematic of the 19th century ideology of manifest destiny, which justified American expansion across the continent. The expedition laid the groundwork for westward expansion and symbolized the spirit of adventure and exploration that resonates with Trump's aspirations for Mars. 3. The Race to the South Pole 1910–1912, the competition between British explorer Robert Falcon Scott and Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen to be the first to reach the South Pole epitomized human exploration and ambition. Amundsen successfully reached the pole on December 14, 1911, with Scott arriving a month later, tragically perishing on the return journey. This race was driven by national pride and the desire for scientific discovery, paralleling the modern drive for space exploration and the symbolism of planting a national flag on another celestial body as proposed by Trump for Mars. The South Pole expedition highlighted the risks and rewards of exploration, a central theme in Trump's plan. Future outlook, predictions for Trump's Mars initiative by 2032. The ambitious plan outlined by President Donald Trump to plant the American flag on Mars by 2032 marks a pivotal moment in space exploration with significant implications for technology, international relations, and the future of humanity in space. As we look ahead, several predictions can be made regarding the trajectory of this initiative and its broader consequences. 1. Technological advancements and public-private partnerships. Trump's collaboration with SpaceX and Elon Musk is likely to catalyze rapid advancements in space technology. The partnership may lead to innovative spacecraft development. SpaceX's Starship, designed for interplanetary travel, will continue to undergo rigorous testing and development. By 2026, an uncrewed Starship mission to Mars could serve as a precursor to crewed missions, showcasing the feasibility of long-duration spaceflight and Martian landings. Increased investment in space technology. The promise of a manned mission to Mars will attract significant investment from both the government and private sector. Companies specializing in aerospace engineering, life support systems, and sustainable energy solutions will likely emerge, leading to a new wave of innovation. Advancements in robotics and AI. The need for efficient exploration and preparation of Mars for human habitation will spur advancements in robotics and artificial intelligence. Autonomous rovers and drones may play a crucial role in surveying the Martian landscape and preparing for human arrival. 2. Shift in national and international space policy. Trump's vision for Mars will likely lead to a shift in U.S. space policy and international dynamics. Reprioritization of NASA's goals. The focus on Mars may result in the recalibration of NASA's existing programs, such as the Artemis lunar missions. While lunar exploration will continue, resources might be redirected toward Martian objectives, potentially delaying lunar landings or other initiatives. Global competition and collaboration. As the U.S. strives to establish a presence on Mars, other nations may increase their own space exploration efforts. This could lead to a new era of competition among spacefaring nations, including China and Russia, as they seek to assert their influence in space. Conversely, collaborative efforts for shared goals such as international research on Mars may also emerge. 3. Societal and cultural impacts. The prospect of Mars colonization will resonate deeply with societal values and cultural narratives. Reinvigoration of American exceptionalism. The mission to Mars will serve as a powerful symbol of American exceptionalism, invoking themes of exploration and innovation. This narrative could influence public sentiment and galvanize support for space initiatives, fostering a renewed interest in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM education. Ethical considerations in public discourse. The initiative will prompt discussions about the ethical implications of colonizing another planet. Debates surrounding planetary protection, the preservation of Martian ecosystems, and the rights of potential future settlers will emerge, necessitating a thoughtful approach to space exploration. 4. Commercial space economy growth. The drive toward Mars is likely to stimulate the growth of a commercial space economy. Emergence of new industries. Companies focused on life support systems, extraterrestrial agriculture, and space tourism could gain traction as the feasibility of Mars colonization becomes more apparent. This diversification will create job opportunities and economic growth in the aerospace sector. Space tourism and exploration. The Mars Initiative may pave the way for commercial space tourism, with wealthy individuals potentially funding trips to Mars or lunar missions, thus democratizing access to space. 5. Challenges and contingencies. Despite the optimistic outlook, numerous challenges must be addressed. Funding and political support. Securing consistent funding will be crucial for maintaining momentum. The fluctuating political landscape and competing national priorities could threaten the initiative's sustainability. Technological and logistical hurdles. The complexities of long-duration space travel, including radiation exposure, psychological effects, and life support sustainability, must be thoroughly researched and mitigated to ensure astronaut safety. Public engagement and support. Ongoing public interest and support will be vital. Engaging the public through education and outreach initiatives can help foster a sense of collective ownership and excitement about the mission. Conclusion. The path to planting the American flag on Mars by 2032 is fraught with both opportunities and challenges. If successful, this bold initiative could not only position the United States as a leader in space exploration but also inspire generations to come. As we look to the future, the collaboration between government and private entities, coupled with a focus on technological innovation and ethical considerations, will be essential in realizing this ambitious vision. The coming years will define not only the feasibility of human exploration of Mars but also the broader implications for humanity's role in the cosmos.